promising. Called here, Eddie. Have you worked here before?
In this venue?
At this one?
First time. It's quite nice. This one.
Yeah, I've heard it's nice. I wanted to come out. I only put my name down for this game because, like I said, I was calling earlier in the area. Normally I sort of call the games on the eastern and the southeastern side. Because I'm in, you know, Montana South?
Yeah.
Yeah, up
Okay.
So I generally do the games with like Bentley or Dandenong, Oakley.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll go to the northern.
You're on the opposite side, yeah?
Are you West Area?
Yeah, you're on the opposite
Yes.
side.
Yeah, well, like I said, because I was out here doing I was doing
the
a footy
one,
game. Yeah. So with the footy, the rostering works a bit different. The footy, they kind of just put on the game and you have to do it. Whereas the soccer, you can sort of put the games that you want to do. So you generally find that the commentators will stick to their side of the city. Sorry. Watching the World Cup, Eddie.
Even if Italy's not there.
You're Italian, I thought so. Yeah, I can't really go to 48 teams and they still can't qualify. What the hell? Oh dear. How many is that they've missed in a row now? Two?
Three.
Three? Were they at Russia? Were they at Russia in 2018? I thought it was only 2. Oh, that's what you get for beating us in 2006.
Yeah.
It's the curse.
No.
That's crazy because you
20 years.
won the European Championship in between that time, didn't you? But can't get to the...
Yeah, but it was like really up. I was like Denmark winning in the 92.
Yeah, Greece.
Yeah,
Probably wasn't as big an upset as Greece.
Similar to that. And we don't have a very strong team.
I'll be back one day, I suppose. Did you see the... yeah. Where is the next World Cup? Don't know.
Paris. Saudi Arabia.
No, we're not going back to the Middle East, are we? We're just talking about that.
Very close. Paris, maybe. Paris.
Oh, France. Yeah, maybe.
No. Morocco, Spain, Portugal, I think.
Oh, it's that one. Yeah, that's right.
No. It's in Morocco, Portugal, Paraguay. It's very weird.
Oh, that's right.
Morocco,
yeah.
Portugal, and Spain.
It's the 100-year anniversary of the first one.
And Uruguay, Argentina, and Paraguay. Oh, wow.
A lot of travel.
No way. 15 hours of flight.
Yeah. Golly.
Not that fun. Did you watch the Australia this morning?
I did this morning. I actually missed our game against Turkey because I was commentating. So I had it on my phone, but I couldn't really watch it.
Yeah.
I looked down. I missed the goals. I looked down and saw them celebrating.
Yeah.
We couldn't believe how shit we played in the first half today. Second half was much better.
I mean, it's okay. You can go through.
Yeah. Well, I was having a look.
Yeah.
Paraguay.
Well won.
Oh, I just finished. Just as I'm looking for 1-0, right? So that hopefully we can get a result. Well, that means basically whoever wins between us and them will go through. Well, hopefully it's a draw and then we'll go through.
Yes.
Well, you think that... Well, yeah, we'll be second, sorry, so we will go through. Yeah. Similar situation to 2006 when we had to get a result against Croatia.
Yeah. It was 1-1.
2-2 Croatia, yeah. We went behind twice and we scored twice.
It was a good game. I just remember...
Great team, probably our best ever team. A shame we couldn't get past Italy because we would have played... I think Italy played Ukraine in the quarterfinals. And we maybe could have beaten them. All of a sudden we're in the semis.
Ukraine was a good team. A very good team back then.
They're not there this year either, are they? They didn't qualify. No.
Not even for the Euros, I think.
That's why when we were in the build-up to the Turkey game and people were saying, oh, Turkey hasn't been at the World Cup since 2002. And I thought, I remember seeing them, but no, they've played it. They always get to the Euros. They're at the Euros all the time, but they haven't been to the World Cup.
Yeah. It's always easier in the Euros.
Yeah, to qualify.
You don't have a lot of big national teams.
I
mean, except for from the historic ones.
Yeah, the maybe
have
just 3 or 4 teams.
Yeah. So once every 4 years, there is one team doing better than the others, but they are not on the same level, like Turkey or Bosnia.
I watched nearly every game of the Euros. When was it? 2 years ago. It took me months to recover from the sleep. When I was younger, I used to get up and watch like all of the football. But I just now I'm a bit older and I'm a bit weak now. I just can't. I can't get back to sleep.
I watch it every week.
Help us level the playing field. Sign the parliamentary petition today to fuel the growth and fund the game.
Didn't they do okay in the Champions League though, or was that the year before? You weren't in the Champions League, right? Am I thinking of Inter does that,
We were second.
so it's fifth, does that mean you're in the Champions League or no, you've missed? You're open to win that.
That wasn't very good. Not good.
Who finished ahead of you then? Inter? Roma?
Como.
Who?
Como.
Never heard of them. They a small team?
Small, depends what you mean by small. It's not an historic team.
Right, that's
It's,
yeah.
it's like Wrexham, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yes, I get you. Yeah.
But they're investing a lot of money.
But they finished third, did they?
every year.
Yeah. Right. Where do they get their money from? The owner? Is he Saudi or something?
Indonesia.
Oh, yeah.
Very rich.
Yeah.
And they did a very good, let's say, marketing around the team.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of legends, and like every part of the board as well. So they're very, very good marketing.
Yep.
And they're playing and they're playing results.
Fine. 3
No,
0.
the league.
This league?
Yeah, the two teams are
Essendon Royals?
on the ladder.
Oh, right. Hang on, I'm looking at the wrong one there. I'm looking at the men's. So the Royals are on top.
Oh, really?
Yep. They're unbeaten in 13 games.
Oh, wow.
And Alamein, they were in 6th, but they've been bumped down because Avondale won earlier today.
Okay, but they're all around there.
Yeah.
Because I saw
So Alamein, that's 7th. That's the logo on the right. So they'll be in blue. Yeah. So first versus 7th.
I saw last couple of weeks I saw Melbourne beat youth team. I mean the under 20.
Yeah. Who did
And
they
they
play?
played very good, but I don't know.
They're much better than the Melbourne City girls. The Melbourne City girls are really struggling.
Yeah. I saw them and they were playing very good.
Yeah.
And they were against the black and yellow team.
Heidelberg?
I don't know.
Heidelberg? Black and yellow? They're black and yellow?
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody else wears them.
Yeah. Heidelberg. It was a very good game.
Right.
But they were I was surprised they were on the top.
Yeah. Where do they walk out from? All right, I'm not too far away from now. Ready? Ready, Eddie? Oh, yep. I'll just 1-2, 1-2. Probably will be louder than that if there's a goal or whatnot, but yeah. Closer or away? One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 1, 2. That's okay. Yep. Cool. No, it's going to hit my jacket though. That's the only thing. Being out there, I'll have to put it up here. Is that still okay? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yep. Yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yep. It is match week 17 in the Senol NPLW Victoria. The season recommencing after the brief pause last weekend, and the pointy end of the regular season is afoot. We're at the Cross Keys this afternoon, home to the hottest team in Victorian women's football right now. Essendon Royals have become the benchmark. 13 matches without defeat in league and cup play, carrying the confidence such a run would inspire. And the challenge falls to 6th placed Alamein this afternoon to try and end the Royal flush. And they remain the only side to have kept the Royals scoreless this season when they beat them back in match week 4. But what was true on that early autumn day in March may not hold on this early winter's Saturday afternoon at the Cross Keys. Brent Sternberg here with you on the NPL Victoria YouTube channel, Essendon Royals and Alamein in the 2026 Senol NPLW Victoria. The Royals have made 3 changes from the side that come from behind to beat Spring Hills a fortnight ago. Grace Maher and Bronte Peel are out of the squad. Paige Kingston-Hogg goes back to the bench. Those 3 are replaced in the starting 11 by Alessia Bresciano, Isabella Sewards and Ava Grober. The goalkeeper is Sophie Dean, the back 4 of Amy Parkinson, captain Michaela Jurcic, Kendra Smith and Alessia Bresciano. The 2 holding midfielders, Kobe Wilbert and Ayano Koizumi. Isabella Sewards will start ahead of those 2 with veteran Akeisha Sandhu on the left and Ava Grober on the right. The striker for the Royals this afternoon, the league leading goal scorer, Kelly McGrorty. That's the same Alamein starting 11 that beat Melbourne City's Academy before the break. So Miranda Templeman starts in goal. The back 4 of Estelle Bougias, Chinatsu Shidara, Anna Leakopoulos, who scored the winning goal when these 2 teams played earlier this season, a goal that came after just 29 seconds. And Jessica Shilton is at left back. Neve Dustin and Dakota Tyson will start ahead of those 2. Priya Archdeacon will be in the number 10 position. American Summer Lasky on the left. Zoe Houghton on the right, and leading the line for Alamein this afternoon, veteran Emma Runnels, just 2 goals shy of 100 top division goals. We are going to come together in the middle and pause and observe a moment's silence. Players go back to their positions for the final instructions. Our officials in the middle this afternoon. Our main guy is Shiana Sarouche. The assistants Audrey Azapati and Yasmin Haidari. And the 4th official is Jordan Pantelides. So ready to go then as we come back together after the week off last week. The Cup catch-up round, I should say. Essendon Royals top of the table and Alamein, who come into the match week in 6th position. They've been bumped down to 7th after Avondale's victory earlier today. Essendon obviously in the red and Alamein are in their dark blue kits this afternoon. So Essendon, the irresistible force right now in the Senol NPLW Victoria. And Alamein, not really the immovable object, but they have been very difficult to score against this season. And as I mentioned in the preamble, Essendon, despite all the goals that they have scored this campaign in the league, were not able to score when these 2 teams met 3 months ago at Dorothy Laver Reserve. The only league game, the only game this season in which the Royals have failed to put the ball in the back of the net. The Royals are going from left to right in this first half, and Alamein obviously from right to left. As the ball trickles behind in the first minute of the game for an Alamein goal kick. And plenty of cloud cover here this evening in the western suburbs of Melbourne. We did have a little shower roll through here about a quarter hour before kick-off. Won't challenge these players. You wouldn't think, as Ava Grover's unable to link up with Amy Parkinson down below us. Jessica Shilton with the long throw-in. Comes back her way. Good work by Isabella Sewards. An opportunity here potentially for the Royals in the early minutes of this match. Sewards back into the starting 11, as is this lady, Ava Grover. Wilbert. Sewards looks like she's just playing in behind the dangerous Kelly McGrorty. Is Summer Lasky, one of a handful of Americans in this match today. Had bragging rights after the goings-on earlier this morning. McGrorty for Bresciano. Sandu has strayed offside. Already the Royals looking potent when going forward. So no Grace Marr today for Essendon, and still no Maggie Jenkins. Maggie, of course, joined in the mid-season registration window from New Zealand, and she has actually been away playing for New Zealand. Come off the bench to appear in their recent friendly against Morocco in Spain. It's a foul here, going the way of Alamein. And Neve Dustin, player of the month for the month of March earlier this year. Alamein, 9 wins, 1 draw and 6 losses this season. They have won 3 of their last 5 games in the league. An early pressure point moment here. Doesn't quite reach Archdeacon. Tyson. Zoe Houghton out on the right wing is a player to watch. Tenacious and will run all day. The Alamein captain, Estelle Bigias, ball into the middle. Away by Kendra Smith, another Kiwi in this Essendon Royals lineup, who really have transformed themselves into a genuine championship contender. They had a good first half of the season, the Royals. The last 3 months have been impeccable, as I mentioned, unbeaten in their last 13 games. That stretch includes 10 victories and 3 draws. Michaela Jurcic back in the captain's armband these days. Was held by Emma Langley earlier on in the season. Looks like Jurcic is actually playing at right back, and Parkinson in the middle of the back four alongside Kendra Smith. Otherwise, the 11 for the Royals today looks as advertised. Grober's glancing header. Here is Anna Leokopoulos. Last time these two teams played, she'd already scored one of the fastest goals of the season. Belongs in to retrieve it. So Alamein 9 wins, 1 draw and 6 losses. Essendon 11 wins, 2 draws and 3 losses. Runnels has bowled over. No whistle from our referee, Shayan Sarouche. Kelly McGrorty dropping deep. What a season she has had, and what a ball that is. Parkinson up against Shilton. Shilton's just able to get there ahead of the Royals number 14. Here comes Summer Lasky, rolling down the left-hand flank, trying to get in behind Michaela Jurcic. And I'm not sure if that was a cross or a shot. Lasky and Parkinson this time on the edge of the area. Grober. Jurcic. Back in the starting 11 for the Royals. Sandu, who this season played a lot in her left back. Bresciano's in that position this afternoon. Grober latches on to the long pass. Has support in Parkinson. Parkinson's cross. McGrorty trying to chest it down so she can have a ping at the goal. Just lost her footing. No contact from the defender. And nothing more than a goal kick. The Royals before the break, 2-1 win over Spring Hills. They had 22 shots at goal in that match, 9 of them on target, 61% possession. They did have to come from behind in that game. Haven't spent a lot of time behind this season, the Royals. Sandu riding the challenge, trying to poke it into midfield for Koizumi. Bresciano's ducked forward. Pass wasn't quite deep enough for her. And that match up against Spring Hills a fortnight ago, in fact, is the only match this season in which the Royals have come from behind to win. They haven't had to come from behind all that often. 46 goals scored in the league this season, the most of the 14 teams in the Senol NPLW Victoria. Conceded 17, the second fewest. That's the same number that Alamein have conceded this season, 17 goals. They're a dour team, Alamein. Don't score a lot, as I mentioned in the preamble. 22 goals this season, which is 9th of the 14 teams, but the second best defence in terms of letting goals in. And they've kept 8 clean sheets, which is the most in the league. Obviously 8 clean sheets in 16 games. So every second game they're pitching a shutout. Just gets over the head there of Runnels. Easily scooped up by Sophie Dean. 98 goals in the top flight of women's football for Emma Runnels. Recently went past 300 league appearances. McGrorty rides the challenge of Shidara. Down goes Archdeacon. McGrorty picks it up in midfield for Essendon. Trying to get it in and over the top of Anna Leakopoulos. Grober unable to keep the ball in play. Tyson's all good first touch. Bujas. All the way back to Miranda Templeman. Former A-League goalkeeper, of course. A great young goalkeeper to have in this league. Poor pass from Shilton. Telegraphed by Parkinson. Grober, shoulder to shoulder with Shilton. All the way to the byline. Well played by Jessica Shilton. Another goal kick. Alamain's 2-1 win over Melbourne City a fortnight ago. They had 25 shots on goal, 12 of them on target. 53% possession in that game. They rank 8th in the league for time spent in possession, Alamein, 49%. Houghton, first touch to try and take herself beyond Bresciano. Unable to do so. Runnels. Fujiasi. We'll see her get up and join in the Alamein attacks. They do like to get their fullbacks high up the pitch. Shilton and Bujas. Bujas skips past one. First 11 minutes have ticked away here at the Cross Keys. Shidara, long ball, Runnels' header, looping, and just dipping past that near post. Inches away from goal number 99 in the women's top flight. 11 minutes gone. That was probably the best chance that we have seen so far in the match. Both teams taking turns in possession. Alamein with designs on coming to the Cross Keys today and bringing Essendon undone. Archdeacon and Koizumi get themselves horribly entangled. Koizumi comes up with the ball. And then Bresciano lost it to Houghton. Houghton fires it at the near post straight at Sophie Dean, who was a first-year player at the Royals this season. She joined from the Preston Lions last season. Parkinson slips over. Lasky fires it straight into Jurcic. Just a nervy, anxious moment there coming out from the back for the Royals. Sandu recruiting the one here of Kelly McGrorty. Lunges right at the sideline as able to keep it in, only for a moment. Kelly McGrorty, 21 goals this season, 19 in the league. 2 goals in the cup, both of those coming in the extra time period a couple of weeks ago in the Royals' 3-0 win over the Eltham Redbacks. All 3 of those goals coming in the extra time period, of course. And these 2 teams have been drawn to play one another in the cup in a week and a half's time. They will meet in the quarterfinals at the home of the Matildas, with a spot in the semi-finals on the line. Runnels, nice touch. Houghton has Lasky in the box, drives it in low. Just tries to steer it away. Does so to reasonable effect. Bresciano, who has been very busy out at left back in these first 13 and a half minutes. 8th start of the season. And not for the first time in this match, Shidara has just bowled over Kelly McGrorty. And our referee, Cheyenne Sarouche, goes over and says to the Alamein Japanese defender, final warning. Chinetsu Shidara, a 27-year-old, 3rd season at Alamein, was playing her football in France at Le Mans Women's Football Club prior to signing for Alamein. We do have a free kick here for the Royals, but it was taken a little bit too quickly by Kendra Smith. Referee just saying, wait for the whistle. Set piece situation here for the Royals. Doesn't quite breach the penalty area. Headed away by Dustin. And now a turnover, and Houghton rolling forward, attracting a crowd. Jurcic and Bresciano in pursuit. It's a great cross. And Kendra Smith not taking any chances. Sophie Dean probably had it covered. Smith plays it behind for the game's first corner kick. And already the speed of the Alamein wingers causing a bit of a problem for the Royals defensively. Neve Dustin is the set-piece taker for Alamein. Right-footed, so this will be a right-foot out-swinger. In towards the goal line. It's parried away by Sophie Dean. Leokopoulos is trying to resurrect it. And it looks like the Royals may have survived. As Grober, I should say, does well to keep that in the field of play. Bresciano, who for now has popped up on the right-hand side.
Good pressing here from Alamein. And it results in a throw-in. That will delight the Alamein coach, Liam Kafka-Sweeney. Throw in adjacent to the 18-yard box. Throw in towards the near post. Runnels' header. Straight up and down. Dustin, and it's kicked away from Tyson. Shidara and back for Leokopoulos. Wilbert. All these long balls designed for Kelly McGrorty. Sandu and Sewards in the middle. McGrorty's cross blocked by Bujas and then turned away by Tyson. Pretty open game of football through the first 17 minutes. Both teams look capable of scoring. As that one just runs and runs all the way through to Templeman. 11 A-League women's appearances. She wasn't on the squad at any of the A-League women's sides in the recently completed season. A poor touch there from Runnels. From Adelaide United, Melbourne Victory and Perth Glory player. Alamein back in possession. Runnels out for Houghton, who's delivered some great crosses in this game so far. That one's a beauty. And Summer Lasky lunging, unable to get anything more than just a glancing header. Tracked down by Archdeacon. Deflects off Koizumi. And behind for a second Alamein corner kick. These are promising moments for the away side. As Neve just has to go and retrieve the football here. The last corner from the far side went deep and direct. There'll be different shape on this one, obviously. This one will be an in-swinger. They're all lined up on the toes of Sophie Dean along the goal line. Back in towards the near post and all the way in. But it's actually just gone over, in fact. An optical illusion, skimming the roof of the net. Not far away from an Olympico. Good moments all the same for Alamein. Bujas can't find Archdeacon. Smith. Bresciano happy to retreat. Wilbert dropping in to defence from the midfield position. Jurcic, Koizumi's first touch is normally pretty bang on. And forward for Parkinson. Across comes Leokopoulos. Difficult one for Templeman to deal with. Headed away by Shilton. This the third game of the weekend. We had Avondale beating Keilor Park earlier this afternoon. Spring Hills getting the job done against Bentley last night at Springside, although it was a very, very, very late goal that captured the 3 points for the Stallions. Melina Barbieri, the goal scorer last night. Mistake from Lasky. Sewards Ball into the area. Shidara the only one there. And Houghton and Bresciano again in a foot race. Bresciano gets there first. But she'd had enough of that running battle. Turns and just kicks it out of play. Gives Alamein another throw in adjacent to the 18-yard box. That win for Avondale earlier today has meant that the Vengers, for the moment, have gone past Alamein on the table. As Runnels earns another corner for Alamein. This time all of Alamein's players assembling on the edge of the box. Shaping up differently for the outswinger. In towards the penalty spot, the header from Shilton. Pinballs around and it come off the hand of Runnels. So Alamein with the 3 points today will be able to leapfrog Avondale and actually go up into 5th. The Royals obviously looking to get the 3 points, I should say, and extend their lead at the top of the table. Sandu wrestling with Bugias. Sandu goes beyond the Alamein fullback, who in fact loses her footing, and Sandu's into the box. It's a poor cross. Tyson away. Houghton loses out to Kobe Wilberts. Keisha Sandu. It's just the one game this season, Sandu through suspension. Coming over from South Melbourne, of course. Jurcic rolling forward. Header from Wilbert. Headed away by Leokopoulos. Well, it might spill here for Stewards, who picks it up on the edge of the box. Shot blocked and deflected. Lasky being watched closely by Parkinson. Lasky trying to cut inside, does so well. Lasky might shape to shoot here from distance. Good work there from Smith. Coming up to charge down the shot. Still the attack is alive for Alamein. Lasky stood up by Bresciano. And it was well done by Alessia Bresciano. That's come off Zoe last and an Essendon goal kick. And the other match coming up later this afternoon, FC Bulleen Lions and Melbourne City Academy at the Veneto Club. And Bulleen can go top of the table if the results go their way today. They would need Essendon to lose this match, and Bulleen would have to make up the goal difference. Sandu keeps it alive. And away by Dakota Tyson. Sandu in and around the defence. In towards McGrotty, who couldn't keep the header down from 2 yards out. What a ball, what a cross from Akeisha Sandu. And the best opportunity of the match so far for the Royals. And I imagine the Alamein coaches would be a little bit disappointed at how Kelly McGrorty was able to get a free header away on that occasion. Shidara slips over. Archdeacon on the burst forward for Alamein. Into the box, it arrives for Runnels. Just took a deflection on the way there. And another corner kick for the girls in blue. Kelly McGrorty, who has scored all sorts of goals this season in all sorts of ways. Very dynamic player. More on her in a moment as Neve Dustin trots over to take this corner kick for Alamein. This is their 4th corner kick of the first half. We'll just wait a moment while Neve ties up her bootlace. 26 minutes gone here at Cross Keys Reserve. Essendon on alert defensively. And that one's not going to harm anybody in the red shirt and certainly won't trouble the those in charge of the scoreboard here at the Cross Keys. So 19 goals in the league, 4 assists for Kelly McGrorty. The Royals turn it over on the way out of the back. Tyson, Bugias. Hard to sort of ascertain exactly which team is on top here at the moment. We're just going back and forth between the two sides and stints in possession. Here's Ava Grober. Cutting inside. McGrorty worn extremely close by Shidara. Turnover. Koizumi trying to dribble past Tyson and shoot from distance. And didn't catch it how she would have liked. Comfortable in the end for Miranda Templeman. Well, the most goals ever scored in a league campaign by an Essendon Royals player is 31. So Kelly McGrorty's still got a little way to go to catch Bridie Sarai, who scored 31 goals for the Royals 11 years ago, 2015, when the Royals were in the State League 3 West competition. The Golden Boot winner last season in the NPLW, Sawa Matsuda for Heidelberg United. She won that competition with 19 goals. Kelly's already there with 9 games still to come after today. This is match week 17 of 26. Of course, we've got more games this season with more teams. Last few seasons we've had 22 matches in the regular season. Hence the earlier start. Dark clouds gathering on high in the western suburbs of Melbourne as Tyson's coming backwards here to Leokopoulos, who lofts it out for Lasky, who does ever so well to turn it goal side. And Lasky, well, it was a cross-come shot in the end, I think, there that just wobbles and floats over the frame of the goal. 23-year-old Summer Lasky, she's come to Australia this year via New Zealand, but originally from America, Long Beach State University. And here she is again after the poor clearance. Sewards had to take defensive action. Well done, Parkinson, to wriggle away from Lasky. Find Grober. Oh, Alamein back in possession. An awkward first touch there from Summer Lasky. She scored 6 goals this season, Summer, 5 in the league. A couple of assists as well. Originally from Santa Cruz in California. She was playing last year for Wellington United in New Zealand, so she might have played with Maggie Jenkins, who is not in the matchday squad for the Royals today. Dustin just hoiks that one over the frame of the goal. Half an hour gone at the Cross Keys Reserve. Essendon Royals 0, Alamein 0 in this match week 17 clash. Best opportunity of the match fell to the brilliant Kelly McGrorty. It was a wonderful cross-in from Sandu, and McGrorty headed over the bar. Having real difficulty playing it out from the back here, the Royals. This is going to be another turnover in possession of sorts. It's a throw-in for Alamein. Shilton. Runnels' header. Oh, Sewards, that was tidy to get out of a tricky spot. Sandu Unable to find Grover, who was racing forward. Of course, Akeisha Sandhu was a part of the South Melbourne team that won the Nike FC Cup last year, scored the winning penalty in the shootout. How she would love to lift the trophy again this year for the Royals. Oh, Shilton slipped as she threw. That was very close to a foul throw. Shilton back in possession. Shidara. Estelle Bougias now for Alamein. Long ball. It's ill direct. Oh, Kendra Smith touch just got away from her momentarily there. A lucky deflection fell her way. McGrawdy's header clever. She knew Ava Grober was out there somewhere. And Grober's gotten in behind Leakopoulos. Ava Grober's cross. Seward was there. Unable to make any contact. And Bresciano, who doesn't often score, blazes that one into the boat shed. Seward's just needed to make some sort of contact there. One thing that they do have in their attacking 3, attacking 4, Essendon is speed. McGrawdy is quick and twitchy, very fast off the mark. Grober, you just saw the speed a moment ago, really troubled Leakopoulos in behind. Akeisha Sandhu's got reasonable pace as well. A really good football game coming to the Boyle. Very competitive, despite the fact that it's first versus 7th on the live table. Emma Runnels trying to hold it up. Dustin wins the foul. And a hard-earned one at that. Appearance number 305 in the top division for Emma Runnels. First appeared in the VPLW back in 2009. As Houghton plays that one almost out onto the street. Played for Sandringham from 2009 to 2015. So we just stay with the play here for a moment. Koizumi. Oh, Parkinson. Archdeacon's header. Ordine. Didn't make contact with Archdeacon, and it came off the Alamein attacker last. And so a goal kick. Runnels was a part of the championship winning team at Sandringham in 2013. He's been at Alamein for a long time, joined them in their first season in 2016. McGrawty's header. Grover's found herself in a little channel here. Sandhu for support. Wanting to cut into the right boot. Grover. Sewards. And the opportunity slips away as Alamein race back in numbers. Sandhu might have been better off taking a touch towards goal and continuing the momentum forward. She does have a history down the years, Akeisha Sandhu, of scoring great goals from well outside the penalty area. ...28 goals in her 186 appearances in the top division. Appearance number 187 today. Oh, lovely skill by the aforementioned Akeisha Sandhu. Right on the touchline. That was outstanding work to get out of the tightest of confines. Jurcic. Again, they're trying to play the ball in behind for Grover. Wilbert latches onto the second ball. Bresciano now. The Royals building. Bresciano able to get across. No. Sliced at it. Glad to be back at home, the Royals. course, they had to play a lot of their season, a lot of their earlier games this season, I should say, away from home. Unable to play here while the cricket season was ongoing. Played their first few home games here, there and everywhere. They played a home game against Burundurra at Egan Lee Reserve, which is on the opposite side of the city. But they are undefeated at the Cross Keys this season, 4 wins and a draw. Because they haven't really lost too many games at all, regardless of destination. Archdeacon, Dustin, looking for Lasky. It was a pretty well timed pass, maybe just a fraction over hit. Another player slips over, that was Parkinson this time. And players just losing their footing. Lasky and Parkinson. And eventually the whistle goes. Foul going against Summer Lasky. It's relatively recent match-up history between these two teams. It's only their 6th league meeting. Alamein actually own the head-to-head record. 3 wins to 1. With 1 draw in there. Tyson. Or Runnels. Caught on her heels. McGrawdy. Oh, stunning. Wilbert. Needs some support here from Bresciano, who is marauding forward. Red shirts in the box. Again, they can't get it past the first defender. And Bugias turns it away. Bugias will let that one run. I mentioned the match to come later today at 5:45. FC Bulleen Lions and Melbourne City. And then we have 2 matches tomorrow, Burundurra and Preston. And then, well, maybe the match of the round, on paper at least. Heidelberg United and Box Hill United. Rematch, of course, of the grand final last year. Willing contest right on the halfway line. Or Lasky. Poor pass, Sewards. Early release. McGrawdy brings it down. Trying to lay it off to somebody. He's able to find Isabella Sewards. Shot blocked. And Shidara lets it bounce out. And that was the right decision, as the referee says, goal kick. Expectations rise and swirl every time the ball is played to Kelly McGrawdy, rightly so. Oh, Wilbert stood on the ball, ended up flat on her face. That Heidelberg United Box Hill match, 4:15 tomorrow in the Village. You can watch all the games, of course, on the NPL Victoria YouTube channel. We're heading for half-time here at the Cross Keys. 5.5 minutes to play. McGrawdy, Sewards, Ava Grober. Leah Coppolis just won the foot race there. And the ball has trickled behind for a corner kick. And the Royals put the red shirts forward. Sandu waltzes over to take. I think we might have lost the football, have we? It's not a ground that is encased tightly by the fence line, so we can sometimes lose the ball. Okay, here's a great moment for Essendon here. 5 minutes from the intermission. Akeisha Sandu, who can make magic happen from the set piece. Will be a right-footed outswinger. Drives it in low. She'll be disappointed with that. She'll get a second opportunity here. Akeisha Sandu. That's a little better. It's over the head of Sewards. Runnels' defensive header. Koizumi plays it back the way of Grober. Essendon back in possession. Do they make the most of the shirts that they've kept forward? Seward's just lost sight of the header. It's away by Leakopoulos. Oh, Bresciano does very well. Runnels lashes out a little bit there. The referee pulls her up for the foul. Maybe lucky not to have gone in the book there, the Alamein striker. Wilbert. Another player loses their footing. Sandu dancing on the ball. Decides against shooting. Across the box they come to Grover. Grover's cross finds Sewards, who can't keep it down. An opportunity starting to come, though, for the Royals in the later stages of this first half. Runnels bowled over by Kendra Smith, who gets the better of her a second time. Leakopoulos only as far as Sewards. Parkinson now up to join the attack. Grover gets around Shilton. Sewards, the goalkeeper comes. It's a good piece of goalkeeping by Templeman. Wasn't able to capture it cleanly, but it has bobbled behind for a goal kick with 2.5 minutes to play in this first half. Down goes Archdeacon and Koizumi. Grover picks up the deflection. Wilbert. Sewards trying the dummy. Draws the foul. Had a quiet first half overall, Isabella Sewards, but has been prominent in the last 5 minutes or so. She herself has scored 5 goals this season. Come off the bench for the first time, actually, in their match against Spring Hills 2 weeks ago. Sandu and Grover both stand over this one. Something coming from the training pitch here. Sandu out for Grover. And Grover once again unable to test the Alamein defence with that would-be cross. Feels like they're just holding on here, Alamein, as we head for half-time. Essendon certainly look the team more likely to score in this first period. However, Lasky has found Archdeacon, who is rolling forward, shoulder to shoulder with Jurcic. And the offside flag, in fact, is up a long while after the fact. Just having a look on the replay. Oh, gee, I don't know. I don't know if that was offside. Anyway, the decision has been made and we are in the final minute of the first half before we venture into stoppages, of which I can't imagine there'd be too many. No goals in this first half just yet and no lengthy delays. Now, fourth official Jordan Pantelides is about to let us know how much time we have added on. McGrorty with their back to goal again. Lasky. Oh, Shidara, a dangerous first touch. Kelly McGrorty looming large. Shilton's lost the ball. Lasky gets it back and Shilton keeps the run going forward. Just 1 minute of stoppage time added on. Do we have a decisive moment to come? Grover able to keep that one in play. They're just trying to whack it forward. Gets it back from Sewards, rather. Tidied up by Leakopoulos. Runnels heading forward, but no one making the run. Oh, that looked like a handball there against Dustin. We play on. Bujas. Dustin able to turn out of a tight spot there. Oh, Houghton unable to control it. Was hoping to let it run on and then it hit the back of her heel. Koizumi, who's pulled the strings in midfield in this first half. That will end in a 0-0 stalemate. A very entertaining first 45, if no goals and not a hell of a lot of goal-mouth action. The best opportunity fell the way of the Essendon Royals' brilliant striker Kelly McGrorty, who got on the end of a superb cross from Akeisha Sandhu and wasn't able to find the back of the net with the header going over the crossbar. One or two half chances here or there for either side. Alamein have had their fair share of corner kicks, but at the end of the first half here at the Cross Keys, it is as we started. Brent Sternberg here with you on the NPL Victoria YouTube page. Match week 17 in the Senol NPLW Victoria. And at half time here at the Cross Keys, it is Essendon Royals 0, Alamein 0. Stats up. Sounding okay, mate? Side, mate, just to get off me too.
Try. Okay, test. You mean like white noise?
Testing, testing, 1, 2. Thank you, Ad. Kick-off for the second half here at Cross Keys Reserve. Essendon Royals and Alamein locked at 0-0 still, as we are set to go for the second 45. Brent Sternberg here with you on the NPL Victoria YouTube channel. Match week 17 in the Senol NPLW Victoria, top of the table. Essendon Royals taking on Alamein, 6th on the table. Both teams had 3 shots on goal in that first half, but none on target, so neither goalkeepers really had to make a decisive save as of yet. The best opportunity of the match fell to the Essendon Royals' magnificent striker, Kelly McGrawty, whose header from a Sandu cross went over the bar. No real clear-cut chances to tell you about outside of that one moment of royal promise. Alamein had plenty of attacking flurries, plenty of touches in their attacking penalty box, and unable to find a goal. The Royals on the march here. Sewards wins the first corner kick of the second half in the first minute. So the Royals with plans on scoring right out of the half-time team talk. Sandu's outswinger gets away from Jurcic. It might sit up here for Bresciano, who decided to take a touch rather than shoot. Back for Parkinson. Lofts it back into the box, but too far away from Kelly McGrawty, and it arrives safely in the gloves of Miranda Templeman. Long ball forward looking for Emma Runnels. Jurcic has to let her go. Runnels for Lasky, who hits it first time. And Sophie Dean watches it whiz across the 6-yard box and out for a goal kick. End-to-end action in the first 2 minutes of the second half. It was a very open, very entertaining first 45. Don't be fooled by the lack of goals. Dustin fires that one into Kendra Smith. Asked the question for the handball. No call forthcoming. Our official in the middle, I'll remind you, is Cheyenne Sarouche. Our assistants are Audrey Azapati and Yasmin Haydari. And the fourth official is Jordan Pantelides. No substitutions made at half-time. So we have the same 22 players out there that started the match. Both managers sticking with their initial starting 11s, at least for now. No yellow cards to tell you about either. Shidara has had a great battle with McGrawty in this match. Zoe Houghton collects on the edge of the box. Good piece of defending there from Bresciano. All the way to the end. Well, they have been a second half team this season. Alamein, Essendon, nervy from out the back. Lasky loses out to Koizumi. They've scored 22 goals this season, Alamein. Most of those goals, more than 75% of them, have come in the second half of matches. Copping it in the face there was Neve Dustin. The ball and almost a high boot from the Royals skipper, Michaela Jurcic. McGrawty's first touch delightful, and the turn nice as well. Can't find the gaps in between the Alamein back four, but back in possession. Koizumi. And Keisha Sandu. Just played it in behind Amy Parkinson. We didn't see too much attacking forays down the middle of the pitch in that first half. Both teams really putting their trust and their faith in their wingers. Ava Grober and Alessia Bresciano looking very threatening in the first half for Essendon, and for the away side, Summer Lasky and Zoe Houghton. Here is Bresciano. Again, happy to just maintain possession. Smith, McGrawdy helps it on its way. And Grover's fiddly little header just runs away from Essendon's right back, Amy Parkinson, once again. Long throw in will find its way to Summer Lasky. Parkinson had to quickly reset course. And the other match going on that I failed to mention in the first half, a match at Lakeside that kicked off about 15 minutes after us. South Melbourne and the Melbourne Victory Academy girls. And it is half-time in that match as Leah Koplos just bowls over McGrawdy. And the first player into the book is the Alamein centre-back, and there might be some concern here for the Royal striker. Just got clattered into. An easy decision for the referee to make. The foul and the yellow card. Trainer races out to have a chat with Kelly McGrawdy. Now, she's not obliged to actually come from the pitch here because there was a yellow card handed out, so she can, unless she actually does need treatment, she doesn't have to go off. I think she's just collecting her breath. Collecting her thoughts, I should say. Half-time in that South Melbourne Victory match. South leading 1-0. And so on the live table, they are equal on top with Essendon in terms of points. Sandu lashes at that one. But they are in second spot, given that the Royals have a superior goal difference. That's on the live table, of course. The Royals on the live table are on 36 points, given that the scores are tied here, and so the live table has both these teams picking up 1 point each, although both sides will be pretty hell-bent on changing that. A big 3 points up for grabs today. The Royals to maintain their top spot, and Alamein to try and entrench themselves within the top 6. Of course, we do have a top 6 this season. The finals format changing. Sandu, round and around she goes. Sewards, Wilbert, McGrawdy. That pass a little errant. Players on the bench for these two sides. Plenty of attacking options. Shadara should be able to tend to this one, although she's given it straight to Kobe Wilbert, whose first touch was very nice indeed. Sewards and Bresciano challenged by Bujas. Essendon have Paige Kingston Hogg on the bench, who started last time out against Spring Hills. The youngster Zoe Goncalves, Emmy Butler, the striker, Renee Pocock, Sandu to the byline. Shadara got an awkward bounce. Wilbert trying to bring it down. Koizumi. Grover overwhelmed by the pressure, and Runnels brings it away for Alamein. Trying to hit on the counter-attack. Lasky has Shilton on her outside. Jessica Shilton arrives. Takes a touch. Cross. Didn't reach. Zoe Houghton. Bujas. Royals holding a high line there. Sewards. Get to the Alamein options on the bench in just a moment. Now let's get to them now. Savannah Anastasopoulos is back in the squad today. She's missed a little bit of time. Last appeared match day 12 against the Melbourne Victories. That was a good 6 weeks ago. No doubt we'll see Savannah at some stage. Grover unable to create anything there. Jordan Tom's wedge, the midfielder. Both the Laurie sisters, Matilda and Harriet, and Miller Ralph. Young attacking player who's come through the ranks at Alamein. Houghton took that ball out of play. The official on this near side getting some help from those on the balcony. Dustin knocking it forward. Lasky's header. Tricky one here for Parkinson. Lasky's taken it off her. Ball takes the American out into the corner. Parkinson tracks her the whole way. It's a great cross in from Lasky, and Archdeacon can't find her way onto the ball. Well done to Bresciano, who's been sensational today at left back. That was a bad cross. A bad pass, I should say. Bujas. Bresciano trying to make amends. Bujas coughs it up again. McGrawdy. Liakopoulos. Or Smith. Luckily had some support there in Jurcic. Had a bit of a rush of blood to the head then. Kendra comes back her way. Oh, Shilton just took her eye off the ball there. Lasky takes her tumble just off the play. Referee just coming over and asking the two players to chill out. Lasky and Parkinson. What a great battle that's been. Royals' third season in the top division. The double promotion in 2022 and 2023. They were in the third division just 4 years ago, playing in the Victorian Women's State League 1 Northwest. They have played finals in both of their previous 2 seasons in the top division. It looks like that'll be 3 from 3, rounding into a title contender. That one is allowed to run all the way through. Templeman. Tyson turns and her pass. Here's a poor one. Parkinson on the outside of the boots. Koizumi for Ava Grober. Nutmeg Shilton. It's just gone in front of Akeisha Sandhu. Both teams sensing that there will be a moment. There will be a moment to come in this match. If this game does end in a draw, that will pave the way for Box Hill United to go back to the top of the table tomorrow. They would have to beat Heidelberg United at Olympic Village. They made a mess of Heidelberg when those two teams met earlier this season. Brilliant from Kendra Smith. That one should stay in for Sandhu. It does. And Sandhu is on the prowl. Goes past Bujas. It's Akeisha Sandhu. Flies right across the goal mouth. But boy, did that get them up and about up here on the balcony. Sandhu making the Alamein skipper, Estelle Bujas, look a little silly. I think that was a shot, yeah, in the end from Akeisha Sandhu. I think the veteran thought, well, I've come this far, I may as well aim for that top right-hand corner. Couldn't get it curling in. Koizumi can't connect with Sandu. Sandu wins it back. Nips in, takes it away from Bujas. Gets her measure again. Oh, that's not a good pass, Runnels. Unable to intercept. Bresciano again. Royals on top through the first 15 minutes of this second half. Long ball for Kelly McGrawty. It's Kelly McGrawty! Who else would it, could it be? A fine finish for goal number 20 in the league campaign this season. Cometh the hour mark, cometh Kelly McGrawty, and the Royals take the lead at home. Well, in theory it could have been anyone. In reality, it was only going to be Kelly McGrawty, who rattles in her 22nd goal of the season, her 20th in the league. And it's Essendon Royals 1, Alamein 0. Just as we were saying that Essendon were on top, they have their goal. And Alamein have half an hour to come up with a reply. Runnels header. Houghton, shot blocked by Jurcic and helped further away by Koizumi. Oh, and Shilton asleep at the wheel. And McGrawty will draw the foul, and Shilton, the second player, into the book. Alamein now have two players in their defensive four walking the yellow card tightrope. It's just an absolute nightmare to try and control. Kelly McGrawty. So we cast our eye at the benches and we ponder who might go to the bench first. I have to think Alamein might look to try and change something up here. Sandu to take this set piece. Doesn't quite reach the 18-yard area. It does after bouncing once or twice. Runnels slices her attempted clearance. Smith away by Shidara. Kendra Smith rumbles back to win possession. Sandu unable to gain control. Oh, now it's Alamein playing with fire at the back here. Shidara. Dustin. Sandu nips in and wins it back. Tricky moments here away from home for Alamein. A team that has not been known for their attacking potency this season. Trailing the league leaders, who are on top, both on the scoreboard and in terms of general play and momentum. Grover chasing, Shilton playing for the byline. Eventually it trickles behind for a goal kick. Miranda Templeman can forget about keeping a clean sheet today, but not too many goalkeepers in this league would have been able to stop that goal, that finish, that electric finish from McGrawty. Wilberts twisting and turning. Oh, McGrawty. Rare mistake from the league leading goal scorer, who stretches her lead in that particular category. As I mentioned, 20 goals now. Maya Markovski in second spot on 16. Shilton, Archdeacon and Lasky. Runnels returns the favour. Archdeacon, does she shoot from distance? She does not. Houghton looking to hit the cross first time. Deflects off the back of Bresciano and behind for an Alamein corner kick. Of course, Maya Markovski will be looking to add to her tally when Bulleen take on Melbourne City in about an hour's time. We do have a substitution for Essendon waiting in the wings here. Do they want to defend this set piece first? I believe we're going to have this corner kick taken before the change. Into the mixer. Runnels brought it down. She didn't know much about it. Royals defence scrambled and then Leakopoulos fires over. And it's not going to be Alamein making the first change of the game. It's going to be Emma Langley replacing Ava Grober, who's been good rushing up and down the right-hand side for the Royals today. Emma Langley coming on for appearance number 160 in the Senol NPLW Victoria. She has appeared in every match now this season, 10 starts. She was wearing the captain's armband earlier this season when Michaela Jurcic was out through injury. Runnels, Dustin shaping a shoot from distance and hit it pretty well. It just curls wide of the goal frame. Not able to add her 6th goal of the season there, Neve Dustin. It looks like it's just been a like-for-like swap. For the Royals, I should say. Langley lining up on the right-hand side. Once again, Alamein able to pick off the Royals' play from the back. Bresciano and Archdeacon. And Bresciano terrific. Do they have goals from the bench, Alamein? As I mentioned, a couple of their youngsters, Miller Elf, who is a striker, Savannah Anastasopoulos. I'd have to guess that we won't be too far away from seeing Savannah injected into this match, as Langley is toppled over. Up for grabs in midfield here. Dustin just hacks at it. Koizumi much more thoughtful and deliberate with her touches. Here's the goal scorer, McGrorty. Koizumi. Winning the throw in there and getting the ball back into the penalty area. Leakopoulos didn't get there in time. The corner kick for Essendon. Going after some insurance here with a second goal. They've had a small handful of corners this afternoon, Essendon. None of them have been particularly impressive. A right-footed outswinger here. Into the 6-yard box. Well, they all gathered underneath the ball drop and somehow the referee's seen a foul in there. Going the way of Alamein. Ujas sprinting forward. Seward hunts her from behind. Smith not taking any any risks whatsoever. Ujias, Houghton to the byline, right across the goal line, almost literally. Sophie Dean watches it disappear, tracked by Parkinson. Sandu for Langley, a couple of the veterans. Langley and Shilton just introducing one another. Emma Langley, originally from the Northern Rangers Football Club in Tasmania. Come to the mainland a long time ago. That was a nice touch from Langley's. Koizumi. Away by Leokopoulos. Still not much movement on the Alamein bench. Well, perhaps they think that this 11 can find an equalising goal. Right now they are defending. McGrawdy's flick-on header. No one there in a red shirt to put the final piece into the puzzle. Koizumi so cool. Oh, well done, Michaela Jurcic. Coming out from the back four. She might have lost it though. Dustin. It's Archdeacon. She's just sort of meandered in and out of the game, Priya Archdeacon. Haven't noticed her a whole lot. Bresciano slices the attempted clearance and then bowls over Neve Dustin and a foul. Alamein move it on quickly. Here is Archdeacon. Looking to cut inside. Uncompromising defensive effort there from Kendra Smith. Alamein having a good little spell of possession here. Oh, acrobatic stuff from McGrawdy. He's able to pick up the ball in midfield and plays it through for Langley. Templeman comes off her line. Played it pretty well. Oh, Houghton controlled it well, but poked away by Smith. Sandu and Bugias. Shadara has gotten herself into a little bit of a pickle here, closed down by Stewards. Alamein are readying their first substitution. In the meantime, we've got Zoe Houghton being replaced by Savannah Anastasopoulos, who is back after 6 weeks absent. First appearance since the matchday 12 clash with the Victory. Stewards found Sandu. Sandu beats the goalkeeper, beats everybody. And Anastasopoulos races onto the football for Alamein. Topples over. She has scored 3 goals this season, Anastasopoulos. As that ball is behind and the goal kick awarded. 26-year-old, another one who's been around the traps for a long time. Appearance number 158, been at Alamein for a long while, her 5th season at Dorothy Laver Reserve. This one comes all the way back to Isabella Stewards. Langley getting entangled. Lasky on the turn. Archdeacon makes the run. Goalkeeper Sophie Dean, the sweeper keeper. Away. Heading towards the final 15 minutes in this match. Well, they have scored a good chunk of their goals late in games this season, Alamein. 6 of their 22 have come in the final 15 minutes, including those 2 late goals earlier in the season to beat the Bentley Greens. 2 goals coming Not just in the last 15 minutes, but in the last 6 minutes. Parkinson, flattened. Koizumi, oh. Crowd appreciative of the efforts there. Koizumi's just curling the shot wide of the targets. And that might be her final act. Been terrific in midfield this afternoon, Ayano Koizumi. And she is going to be replaced by Paige Kingston-Hogg, who's in the number 5 today. Normally she wears 21. Paige coming from the bench this afternoon. Sewards. Royals looking for the knockout blow. Kopoulos's defensive header. We are in the final 15 minutes at Cross Keys Reserve. Sewards slipping it through for Sandu. Goalkeeper arriving right on time. Kopoulos fires it into Neve Dustin. The Royals look the more likely of the two teams at the moment to score this second goal. They just petered out of the game a little bit. McGrawdy. I don't think Isabella Sewards was expecting the pass. That can be the trouble sometimes with having a player in your attacking three who is so good and so clever and so technically gifted. Sometimes they do things that the other players around them are not really anticipating. Still, it's her goal right on the hour mark, that incredible outside of the boot finish that separates the two teams. Langley for Kingston-Hogg, just come on the ground. First touch was a little rusty. Bouchias with her head down, charging after the ball. By the way, the Royals have scored a lot of late goals as well this season. In fact, they've scored 9 goals in the final quarter hour of matches. That's second in the league. Only Bulleen have scored more. Jurcic lost it in for Sewards. Shadara, who has put in a good shift in the back four this afternoon for Alamein. McGrawdy brings it down beautifully. The step over, the magic, the shot! Hornet had Templeman worried, and Templeman was actually forced to make the save there. Referee points to the corner. Shot may have been going wide in any case, but Templeman was not to know and was not prepared to sit and wait. So another corner kick here to be taken by Akeisha Sandu. 77.5 minutes ticked away. Sandu fires it in. It's over the head of Jurcic. Langley's first time shot. Didn't get enough venom behind it. Bounced in front of the goalkeeper, which made it a little tricky. Trickier than it might have been. Shilton's on her way forward. It was an ambitious pass to Anastasopoulos. Bresciano. Oh, risky. Langley, who's been a bit of a spark since coming on from the bench. Real luxury to bring a quality of that experience and that calibre into the game from the bench. Alamein win the midfield stoush. They give it straight back. There's Sandu. Lovely skill. And it just misses McGrawdy with the pass. Alamein will go back to the bench. Looks like they're going to make a double change here, or even potentially a triple. We're going to see Priya Archdeacon removed. Coming on, it's Miller Ralph. And Dakota Tyson is also making way, as is Estelle Bougias. Matilda Laurie coming on. And also coming on for Alamein is Jordan Tom's Wedge. Attacking these final 10 minutes, Alamein with fresh legs. Time starting to become a little bit of a problem. So the header comes back the way of McGrawdy. Oh, she throws herself backwards into Leakopoulos, and the referee has deemed that to be illegal contact. Leakopoulos played that pretty well and bravely. Kingston Hogg for Wilbert. Sanders should be able to get on the end of this one. Just couldn't work the angles. Good work there by Shilton to deny Essendon the corner. And still the screws continue to be tightened. Alamein are going to struggle to find this equaliser while defending. Sandu and Leakopoulos. She won the corner there. No, the ball's still in play. Leakopoulos clears. Langley skies that one forward. Sewers is there to try and retrieve it. Unable to do so. As I mentioned, these two will play one another in a week and a half's time in the Cup competition, the quarterfinals. That match will be played at the home of the Matildas. Alamein were drawn out first, but Dorothy Laver unable to facilitate night matches. Anastasopoulos, or Runnels, the stumbling Runnels, loses possession. Essendon comfortably back in control. Royals looking to win through to the semis of the Cup for the first time. Alamein looking to get through to the semis for just the second time. The last time they did so was in their first season in 2016. Dustin just delayed the pass for a moment. The offside flag is up on Anastasopoulos. That's why the pass was delayed. Sophie Dean only 8 minutes plus stoppage time away from a fourth clean sheet of the season. Job not done just yet. It's only a 1-goal lead. Alamein will have a throw in here. We tick over 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Australian Eastern Standard Time, the sun setting. Runnels' header, she lost sight of it. Tom's Wedge helps it on. Here's Lasky on the turn. Would have been very impressive if Summer was able to find the right angle there. It's gone a little bit quiet, Summer Lasky, after an electric first 60 or so minutes in this match. Is there one more opportunity for Alamein? Haven't had as much lion's share of the possession in this second half. Sandu's going to be flagged for offside here. It does not enthuse the locals, who thought that Akisha was onside. I'm not sure she was. Here's Matilda Laurie. The ball ends up on the roof of the grandstand here at the Cross Keys Reserve. Alamein plotting the equalising goal. That's a poor pass going backwards from Dustin. Royals can take the throw in and push all their numbers up the pitch. But we will have the Nike FC Cup quarterfinals kicking off during the week. Heidelberg United and Clifton Hill. As Ralph gets onto the Lasky pass, he's able to get past Smith, play it into the penalty area. Away by Jurcic. Flickering moment of promise for Alamein. Lasky's cross. Jurcic again, only as far as Ralph. As the artificial lights flicker on here at the Cross Keys, Sophie Dean jumps on the loose football. Into the twilight of the day and of the match as well. Still that, huge collision in the middle of the pitch. Kingston Hogg has been pancaked. Shilton, the one that went over the top of her. Jess Shilton flees the scene. Kingston Hogg has certainly come off worse for wear. Two worlds colliding in the middle of the park. Referee not handing out a card. I think he's going to come over and have a chat to the fourth official here. Our fourth official, Jordan Pantelides. It's never good when those two referees come together. Here comes the card. And Shilton has already been booked. That's her second yellow. Shilton looks bemused. Templeman comes over to fly the flag for Alamein. She's not happy. The bottom line is Jessica Shilton, having picked up a yellow card earlier on in the second half. Templeman is irate, needing her own teammates here to pull her away from the little dust-up that's ensued in the middle of the park. And Jess Shilton leaves the pitch after picking up her second yellow. Alamein will fight through the final minutes here with just 10 players. And that will mean that Shilton will miss Alamein's league match next weekend away to Bentley Greens on Friday night. Here's another foul going the way of the Royals. Kobe Wilbert's going down. First red card of the season. Handed out to an Alamein player. That matchup against Bentley is on Friday night. Alamein, so there'll be at least one change to their starting 11. Into the area, McGrawdy is lurking. Kingston Hogg, who's recovered from that hit. McGrawdy. Kingston Hogg stubbed her toe with the pass, and somehow it ended up back in the gloves of Miranda Templeman, who has been seeing red today in more ways than one. Not really sure what Templeman was so upset about. She was having a go at the official and the Essendon players as well. She maybe can consider herself lucky that she too didn't go into the book. Set piece here for Alamein after the foul. As we head into the penultimate minute of the 90. Dustin lofts it in. Sophie Dean calls Kendra Smith out of it. Still the Royals sit on the tenuous one-goal lead. Laurie gives up possession. Sewards does the same. Shidara. Good anticipation there from Kingston Hogg. And Kelly McGrawdy is into goal. Doubles back on the left. Kelly McGrawdy, it's a good save from Templeman. It's a terrific save. And it keeps Alamein alive, although hanging by the barest of threads. Dustin, Runnels. Boy, the crowd really lifted as that through ball was played to Kelly McGrawdy. And the same again. He looks a little tired and weary here, Kelly. All red shirts in the box It's Kelly McGrawdy who squares it up for Emma Langley. Her shot blocked. And then it falls back onto the boot of Emma Langley, who comes off the bench to score for the Royals. And Essendon score in the final minute of the match. And their top spot will be safe for another week. Well, they had to score. They just had to. Kelly McGrawdy gets an assist in a roundabout way. Once again, Alamein were able to block the shot, but the red shirts toll. Emma Langley scores. Alamein will make their final substitution. Summerlasky being replaced by Harriet Laurie. Emma Langley's 4th goal of the season puts this game on ice at the Cross Keys as we venture into 6 minutes of second half stoppage time. It feels like a lot. Both Laurie sisters are out there now. This is Matilda, who is able to create a shot for herself. Still not sure that they've registered a shot on target in this match, Alamein. So Alamein away to Bentley next Friday night. The Royals are back at home next Saturday afternoon to take on Bulleen. That will be a top of the table showdown at the Cross Keys as their home games are coming thick and fast now. It's a great header from McGrawdy. Sewards helps it on. Templeman races off her line to collect. And Bresciano has been sensational today, beaten by the fresher legs of Matilda Laurie. And Harriet's pass can't find her sister. The Royals are going to swing 3 late changes here. Renee Pocock is going to replace Isabella Sewards. I think Kelly McGrawdy expects that she will be coming off as well. So 1 more goal to add to her tally this afternoon. She is replaced by Zoe Goncalves. And the third and final change sees Alessia Bresciano being replaced by Emmy Butler. Emptying the benches, the Royals. With the job seemingly done. Going to be 14 games unbeaten across both league and cup competitions. 12 games unbeaten in the league. Kingston Hogg back for Sandhu. Looks like Sandhu's gone back into the left back position now that she's more accustomed to. Down goes Kingston Hogg again. Neve Dustin coming away with it. Neve Dustin inches away from making this a very interesting final 2 or 3 minutes. It's probably the closest Alamein have come. And the Royals at home again on Saturday to play Bulleen, and then will come the cup clash between these two teams. That's on the 30th of June. Tuesday, 30th of June at the home of the Matildas. Pocock. Nicely done. Bowls over Leokopoulos. Well, the referee did see a foul in there. And both these teams will have half an eye on that cup clash in about a week and a half time. The two teams that would love to lift the trophy this season. Runnels pulls out of the contest because she banked on the referee pointing to the corner flag, and that's what happens. And this is just Alamein's second corner kick of the second half. Neve Dustin goes over to take. We've played 3.5 of the 6 added minutes that we were promised. Dustin side foots it in. Tom's wedge header. Wilbert. Leokopoulos. Beaten by Emmy Butler. Harriet Laurie gives up possession. Had a second go. Sandu also on tired and weary legs. Has worked very hard today. The veteran. And the Royals will go to 38 points. This will be their 12th victory of the season. And nobody will be able to catch them for another week. Harriet Laurie just mistimes that bouncing football. Emmy Butler against Eve Dustin. Oh, Butler takes a heavy fall. Annalia Kopoulos. Tom's wedge. Trying to fight through the red shirts. Kingston Hogg comes away with it. Alamein, of course, playing with 10 players, so being very stretched now. Find it into the box. Tom's wedge. Able to block it and deliver it out for Leokopoulos, whose pass is a good one. Dustin, who is onside. Neve Dustin won't shoot from distance this time. Matilda Laurie. She fancies her chances. Matilda Laurie can't get it over the top of Sophie Dean, who is just 60 seconds or so, less than that, 30 seconds away from a clean sheet. It looks like the Royals are going to get some revenge on Alamein, who beat them back in match week 4. This time the offside flag is up. Now referee Shiana Sarouche checks the watch. 6 minutes have ticked away in stoppage time. Jurcic, long ball forward. Langley, scorer of that second goal. Second half substitutes. Cross blocked. Pocock. Headed away by Shadara. Oh, referee providing a block there for the Royals. Dustin, who just keeps on trying to the bitter end. Runnels header won't find Matilda Laurie. Sophie Dean jumps on the ball. Final seconds tick. Kendra Smith rock solid again in the middle of the back four for Essendon. And there is the final whistle. The irresistible force in Royal Red. 14 wins, 14 games I should say, unbeaten now for Essendon across both competitions. And the Royals lock up top spot for another week in the Senol NPLW Victoria. It was a very open and competitive first 45 minutes that saw the teams go into the sheds locked at 0-0. Callie McGrawdy with a stunning goal, her 20th of the season in the league, right on the hour mark to put the Royals on top. And then in the final minutes of the 90, second half substitute Emma Langley on from the bench, scoring the Royals' second goal after a bit of a calamitous goal line scramble, and 2 goals enough to get the job done for the Royals tonight. Alamein will remain in 6th spot on the table, at least for now. In fact, they have dropped down to 7th. And there are a couple of teams below them on the table playing later today and tomorrow. So we'll wait and see where Alamein end up on the table at the end of match week 17. But they just weren't able to find that goal that would have levelled the scores before they went down to 10 players after Jess Shilton received a second yellow card. Alamein will be without their Kiwi left back for their matchup with Bentley next Friday night. Alamein going down to 10 players, and the Royals then were barely troubled from that point on. For me, Brent Sternberg, and our cameraman Eddie, thanks for your company here at the Cross Keys this evening, everybody, where the Royals win again. The final score here, Essendon Royals 2, Alamein 0.